Hey, today I want to show you how to create a vCluster, that is a virtual Kubernetes cluster in a host cluster running in Azure using Tycoon CloudWorks. So if you're not familiar with vCluster, it's a virtual cluster. It's an open source project. There is an enterprise version, but we're going to focus on the open source. It's a virtual cluster that runs in Docker containers inside a host Kubernetes cluster. So it's all the functionality that you would get in a Kubernetes cluster, but virtualized. That's pretty cool. So let's come back into CloudWorks, and I'm going to go to a previous project that I had set up in a previous video. This is my Azure Kubernetes project, and you can see it's all up and running. It's healthy. It's ready to go. I'm going to click up here on virtual clusters, and you'll see I don't have any set up, but this is really easy. All I have to do is click this Add Virtual Cluster button. I'm going to name this demo vCluster. I can inherit the alerting profile from the parent. That's what I'm going to do. And if I want to, I can set an expiration time. In a previous video, I talked about CloudWorks will set an expiration time so your Kubernetes cluster is automatically decommissioned. Well, you can do the same thing with a virtual cluster. I don't need that right now. I'm going to turn this off, but that's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to hit this button and things are going to start working. This virtual cluster is going to start building out. So if I come back into my projects, there's a new project here. There's a new Kubernetes cluster because from the CloudWorks perspective, it's just another Kubernetes cluster. So I can manage it the same way I would my actual Kubernetes clusters running on VMs in Azure. That's awesome. So this part does take a minute to deploy everything. So I'll grab a snack and wait a few minutes. And that's it. Now it's ready. So because it's treated like any other Kubernetes cluster in CloudWorks, I can click into it and I can start managing my kube configs. I can issue kube configs to all my different users the same way I would in any other Kubernetes cluster, right? Down to the namespace, down to the role, right? If I want a read-only role, I can do that. So if you think about it, this allows us to build out a whole internal development platform, an IDP, for all of our developers, and they can all get their own vCluster. They can all get their own Kubernetes cluster dedicated to them, where they can do whatever they want. They can push applications, push resources to the limit. It doesn't matter because it's all virtual. If we ever want to place it, we just blow it away, stand up a new one. And you can do it all from the CloudWorks dashboard. How awesome is that? Be sure to check out future videos where we'll look at how to actually deploy applications, again, from the CloudWorks dashboard. Thanks for watching.